Hello, gentlemen. In this video, I want to talk about one of Sun Tzu's principles of not attacking or wasting energy in war. Energy is an asset, and like all resources, it has a limited quantity that can be extinguished if not used wisely. Sun Tzu said, "There are roads which must not be followed, armies which must not be attacked, towns which must not be besieged, positions which must not be contested, commands of the sovereign which must not be obeyed." One of the driving forces of MGTOW is that it's using its energy in many ways in whichever way those men choose to use it. However, I decided to make this video not in telling men what to do, but rather to use their energy in more strategic efforts by avoiding attacking certain things which are unchangeable. A city is a great symbol for security. You have a walled-off area, a defensive garrison, and numbers. You can choose to besiege a city with a great force and have a highly likely chance of success. Or you can send a single man and watch yourself utterly fail. The reason the man is dashed upon the wall with no luck is simply because he is not strong enough of a fighting force. We would simply tell him to stop wasting his time and energy and go do other things than to take this walled city alone. So what are some cities that should not be attacked? I believe the first city that should not be attacked is feminism. Not because of feminism inherently of itself, an ideology that hates men and puts women in charge, but because the women themselves who go into feminism are foolish women. If an intelligent, wise, and honest woman entered into feminism, one could perhaps persuade her out of it by truth and logic. But foolish women do not listen to reason or the truth. They live their lives hating men for whatever reason they deem fit, and any energy used trying to convince them otherwise will be retaliated against in an almost religious zeal. The proof of this is how they treat other women in feminism that do occasionally speak up for men, who get ostracized for it harshly, even death threats. Do not throw your pearls before swine. You can defend yourself, you can hold your ground, but using your energy on foolish women is like chasing the wind. They will never stop their foolishness or their hatred for men, and your energy should be used more wisely to giving it to those around you care about and helping those around you. You must remember that at the end of your life, you don't want to smile and say, "I sure got one on those feminists," but rather, "I lived an awesome life, even in spite that feminism existed." One of the goals of feminism is to see men unhappy. So if you are happier than they are, you have already won. The next city that should not be attacked is white knights. Men are hated in society to the point of make it or live a life of poverty. So any defended female that will attach herself to him to give him a sense of self-worth will be his decree. It's in men's DNA to fight, stake out territory, and defend women in the name of his manhood. At this point, you're not fighting an ideology, but rather the nature of men themselves. This has been happening since the beginning of time and will continue long after we're gone. You may win some men over to your side, but we must face the fact that men will always do this, whether we think it's morally right or not. The last city that should not be attacked is other MGTOW. We all have our own destinies to choose and our own way to live life. No two lives live themselves identically. Some things that make you happy may make other men depressed. One of the problems in the MGTOW community is to get other people to follow the MGTOW script. It can have a few agreed upon boundaries if the community collectively decided to do so, but overall men should be free to live their life as they see fit. I have seen too many MGTOW men arguing with others because they are not living life the real MGTOW way. I'm not referring to married MGTOWs, but just life in general. There are two things about MGTOW that astound me. The first is that under oppression of society, men will bound themselves together under a common banner. The second is that even under a common banner, we still fight amongst ourselves in a free-for-all. I hope this video inspires some men out there to start living their life more fruitfully by not wasting it on those who will not change, and those, for a better word, willfully will not change. You must remember that if someone is in a bad habit, going after them and cleaning up after their mess is pointless, because that person still has the bad habit. After you cleaned up the mess, the person will just go right back after you and mess it up again. In order to really clean it up, you must get rid of the core issue, which is the bad habit itself outside of that person, and replace it with a good habit. And the only one who has control of that is the person themselves. So gentlemen, avoid foolish women. Beware of men's unchangeable nature to hurt you for a woman's sake. And if possible, the less fighting we do among ourselves, the better our lives will be. God bless.